Use our president. Use his experience. Use his handicaps. I don't know why it is that you want to make an issue of the president and his condition with stammering.
Joe Biden in Philadelphia decided to go to a black church because, you know, he's been telling us for years that this devout Catholic, when he's not actually going to Jewish synagogue or to a Puerto Rican Catholic church, he shows up at a black church or whatever. I can't keep his stories straight. So he went to a black church in Philadelphia this weekend. Take a look at the dramatic and inspiring moment when he walked in the doors. He looks so alert and engaged and with it, doesn't he? Dude, what are those pupils dilated to the size of saucers? Seriously, what is he been injected with? You know how Joe Biden is constantly wearing his Ray-Bans, even indoors sometimes. It's not because he looks cool. It's to cover up that vacant look in his eyes. As I show you these various clips from his visit to the black church in Philadelphia, I want you to pay close attention to his eyes and the vacant, mouth agape expression that he constantly has. His eyes look like he's lost in somebody's headlights and he's searching the room for some handler to give him some hand signal about what he's supposed to be doing. And he's mouth breathing. I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm pointing out what you will see for yourself. Here, take a look.
Let us stand together. Oh, at the cross, at the cross, where I first saw the light, and the burdens of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy.
I mean, that's just sad. Let us all stand. And then the guy next to him stands. And now look at the panic in his eyes. Look at that. Should I get up? No, I'm not going to get up. Where's my person? This wasn't written on a card. I don't have a cue card in front of me. There's no picture of the chair. There's no picture of a podium. Where should I do? I'm just going to sit here and tap my left. All right, now she's standing up. What am I going to? All right, that's it. Screw it. I'm going to stand up. Oh, God, I hope I don't get into trouble. I hope Jill doesn't smack me again. That's your commander-in-chief. Then it was time for a prayer. And this pastor's prayer is absolutely remarkable. Can I just say, this is a moment where Joe Biden is supposed to be sort of, thankful that this guy is praying for him. He's a man of the cloth, after all. Let's see how the prayer went. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna sing a little bit more first. I apologize. Then the prayer comes.
Anybody who's ever been discouraged, I don't feel no waste time. Oh, come too far from where I started.
So you realize what's happened here is he was confused as to whether he should stand or not. So eventually he did stand. Now, as you can see, people have sat back down, but he doesn't know if it's okay for him to sit back down or not. So now, again, he's dazed, he's lost, he's confused. Look at his eyes, mouth breathing still, and he still can't figure out what the hell he's supposed to do. He's the president of the United States.
Oh, nobody told me that the road was easy. I don't believe.
All right, let's say he looks so natural and comfortable at a black church too, which is understandable. Now I believe that he's been going to a black church since he was a child, right? Doesn't he look comfortable to you? All right, let's go to the prayer. I think we could all use a conversation with the Lord right now, can't we?
I don't know why it is that you want to make an issue of the president and his condition with stammering and not being able at certain times to bring forth words, while another person lies fluently and you never challenge his lies.
This is a prayer. And I do love this. Like, he's supposed to be helping Joe out here. And he's like, yeah, why do you want to make fun of the guy who's constantly stammering and searching for words and not able to put a coherent sentence together? It's like, wait, you're helping? You're helping right now? Oh, the shade. And then a slam against Donald Trump as a supposed liar. Could we check into the tax exempt status of this church real fast, by the way? Last I checked, if you're a 501c3 religious organization, you're not supposed to take sides in a political campaign. That seemed kind of partisan-y. But then this is my favorite part of the prayer. You're going to love this. Again, this is the pastor who's asking the Lord to help Joe Biden out. And listen to how that went.
A bumper sticker on a senior citizen's car that said, I may be slow, but I'm in front of you. Use our president. Use his experience. Use his handicaps. And be glorified in his life. In Jesus' name, let's receive our president, the president of the United States, President Joseph Biden.
I feel bad. This is not my ecclesial community. We pray differently in the church that I go to. I don't want to laugh when someone is asking for anything in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, but I don't think this went exactly the way Joe Biden wanted it to go. Reverend, you're not helping. You're not helping, dude. Okay? Is this his own? I think the pastor's sort of subversively trying to help Kamala get on the ticket. I think that's what we're witnessing here. My favorite part here is when he says the whole thing about, I may be slow, but I'm in front of you. And Joe sort of looks up like saying, wait, that's not nice. I don't think that's helping me.
A bumper sticker on a senior citizen's car that said, I may be slow, but I'm in front of you. Use our president. Use his experience. Use his handicaps.
Use his handicaps. Oh, sure, he's dilapidated. Sure, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be polite. That's not the prayer you're looking for if you're Joe Biden and you're there at the church trying to reassure everybody that everything's fine. Oh, by the way, if that weren't enough, it's now time for Joe to jump up there to the podium that I'm sure was printed out on a card for him. And it's time now for Joe to speak for himself and to reassure everybody that he is sharp as a tack and at the top of his game. Because that's what all this is about. The interview with Stephanopoulos, the rally in Wisconsin, the meeting with campaign workers, the interviews that have been scripted, and then the appearance at the Black Church in Foda. It's all to send the same message. I had one bad night. Now I'm sharp as a tack, and I'm ready to go. Stop with all this doomsday discussions. You don't need Kamala on the ticket. I'm your man. So take it away, Joe. Prove to us that everything's fine.
And I want to thank you for, I said, Bishop, it's good to be home. Please sit down.
Well, I know I feel better. I am completely reassured. 4 more years. I think the Democrats should just stay the course. Their best chances with Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. He's going to do wonders. He's going to do wonders for all the Senate races too. Don't budge. Stay right where you are. I mean, who isn't reassured after this?
And I want to thank you for, you know, I said, Bishop, it's good to be home.
There you go. It is good to be home in Philadelphia, even though he's never lived in Philadelphia in his life. He was born in Scranton and then moved to Delaware. But it's good to be home in Philadelphia. Although, speaking of Philadelphia, he did do a campaign appearance at one of those volunteer centers campaign headquarters, and he did say something curious about Philadelphia and his political career in Delaware. Again, he's the senator from Delaware. So here he is in Philadelphia.
But look, even when I was running for Senate, and each time I ran, quite frankly, not a joke, Philadelphia in particular got me across the line.
Philadelphia, Delaware. Last I checked, Philadelphia was in Pennsylvania. But Philadelphia is what helped Joe Biden get across the line when he was running for Senate in Delaware. Now, to be fair to the president, what he meant was, and he's going to elaborate here, he meant fundraising and organization out of Philadelphia, which, by the way, is telling in its own right. I'll let him sort of clean this mess up real fast.
No, I'm not joking. No, I mean it seriously. Organizationally, and in terms of fundraising, the whole deal. But look, here's the deal. This election is going to be about block and tackling, simple, basic politics. Simple. It's going to be a matter of how many signs we get out, how many doors we knock on, how many calls we make, and how many requests we answer.
Well, he's right about that last part, and you all better be volunteering and getting out there too, because that's what this election is going to be about in the long run. Well, and whether the giant multi-millionaire donors pull out all of their support from this guy. I mean, it is about door knocking, but really for him, it's about knocking on 4, maybe 5 doors. They're all in Hollywood, maybe one up in the Bay Area, one of the big tech guys, to make sure that they've still got the support from the rich tycoons that prop this man up. So organizational and fundraising out of Philadelphia, that's what's pushed him across the finish line in Delaware. That's Democrat politics for you. You know, I need to win in Delaware, so I'm going to go across the river to Philadelphia and raise money there from people who don't even live in my state. And I'm going to get organizational help from the unions there in Philadelphia that don't live or work in Delaware. But, you know, there's not enough money or union thugs in Delaware for me to really win this election. So I'm going to Philadelphia to get it. And then I'll be the senator from Delaware who will do whatever these people in Philadelphia want me to do. So in a way, Pennsylvania has had 3 senators all this time, including, by the way, I see Fetterman back there. And I like some of the things that Fetterman's been saying recently, but I don't know. I'm thinking that he's going to dump Kamala from the ticket and name Fetterman as his running mate. Think about it. Biden Fetterman. It's a no-brainer. Thank you. I'm proud of myself for that one. All right. Also at this event, he told an odd story. This is Joe Biden off script, off teleprompter. He can take the microphone. You just be Joe. Let Joe be Joe. So he starts telling a very odd story about wanting to stop his motorcade at a moment's notice to get out and play with children in the playground. I'm not kidding.
But I'm not able to do what I used to do. I'd be riding down the street in the vehicle before and see a bunch of kids in the schoolyard waving. I'd stop and get out. Realistically, I can't do that anymore. It's just too dangerous what's going on out there.
Yeah, there's predators out there, and people might think I'm one of them. You know, I get out, I see kids on a playground, I start smelling their hair, and the next thing you know, they're making a big deal out of it. I can't do that anymore. It's sad. It's sad. It's really unfortunate. But, you know, he told a similar story at another event, a rally. I think this was also in Pennsylvania. Take a look. He starts again talking about interacting with children. We're going to watch it through once, and then we're going to go back and watch it because something really interesting happening during this one. But again, this is Joe, off script, off teleprompter. Let Joe be Joe. Prove to everyone that you're fine.
But I tell you what, after I went to a local parade, a little parade in a little place called Hockessin, Delaware, right on the Pennsylvania border after our son had passed. And I was sitting at home thinking it was his favorite parade. So I decided just to go into it. And I was walking along in this small community, and 4 guys about your size came running up to me. I thought the Secret Service was going to kill them. And they came running up, swear to God, true story, said, "Joe, what's all this damn stuff about Pennsylvania? You're from Delaware. You're from Delaware." Yeah, but it never leaves you.
I just don't understand what the hell he's talking about. But again, the whole story starts out with him going to a parade and wanting to talk to kids. Keep this man away from your kids, please. There's something really, really creepy about him in his fixation. But I told you we're going to watch it one more time because now that you know what he's talking about, sort of, I want you to keep an eye on Jill Biden. So you see Jill there off to the side. Jill's watching, and those are some people who are either working with the campaign locally, I'm guessing, or nationally. And Jill is starting to realize that Joe is beginning to ramble incoherently and that he's going off the rails. Nobody knows this better than Jill, right? So watch as she starts to rally support. It's like, well, we got to stop this. This is going from bad to worse. I need you to come with me. We're going to go take care of him. Will you come with me? Will you help me? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go. Can you help too? John Fetterman, come here. We got to fix this before it goes south. This is getting ugly. I've seen it before. I've seen it many times. There we go. And then we're going to fix it. She's running things. One last clip back at the church where the pastor completely insulted him. And please pray for this man and his stammer. Please pray for him being the old man driving slowly in front of you. Please pray that he can use his handicap to his advantage. And please pray that he gets off the ticket so that Kamala Harris can take his place. I want you to watch how the pastor there, who has just completely insulted him without Joe Biden even knowing, quietly ushers him.
Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night.
Yeah, just this way. I know you don't know how to get off the stage, so let me guide you, point you. It's that door right there, even though you just came in that door, but you can't figure it out on your own. Please get him out of here. We're done. It's over. Thank you very much. It's a very sad state of affairs. That's the last 3 days of the President of the United States fixing things and repairing the damage that was done at the debate. It's not good. Not good at all. I mean, if you're on Team Biden, can I make a prediction? Next week is the Republican National Convention. By Monday, President Trump will name his running mate. All of the narratives and all of the media attention will be on the running mate and on the president and the convention. All of the speeches, all of the video packages, so much of the messaging from everyone in Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention will be about Joe Biden, Joe Biden's debilitated state, Joe Biden's inability to be the president, Joe Biden's disastrous policies at the border and in the economy, Bidenomics, inflation. They're all ready to go to hammer Biden at the convention. Can I make a prediction? Either the day before the running mate is announced or the day that the running mate is announced, Joe Biden will make his announcement that he's stepping down from the ticket. They are going to try to suck all of the oxygen out of the room from the convention. They're going to try to step on the big news cycle that Trump and whoever his running mate is going to have. And they're going to try to throw a monkey wrench into the operations at the Republican National Convention because of all of the prepackaged video and all of the pre-written speeches that they already have about Joe Biden. They're going to try to change the narrative. They need to do something big and bold and drastic. And my prediction is convention week is when he will decide to step down. And I hope the geniuses at the Trump campaign are ready for that. I hope that they are producing videos about Kamala Harris. I hope they are writing speeches about Kamala Harris or the corruption at the Democratic Party. It doesn't matter who they put at the top of the ticket. They're all the same. They're all disasters. I hope they're ready to make that pivot because that's what they're going to try to do. It's just a hunch. Because if I were them, that's what I would do. You got to do something big. You got to do something bold. You got to change this around. Otherwise, this campaign, this election is going to be over before we hit the end of the month.